solving for or finding the missing data point. For this, I would like you to watch, pause the video, work along with me. So see if you can anticipate what the next steps are. Work along, pause, see if you're correct, re-watch. Hopefully this helps you. There are 3 different problems. Have your calculator with you. Let's get started. Mooch wants to be the best basketball player on his team. He needs to have an average of 7 points per game to achieve this goal. How many points does he need to score to have an average of 7 points? I've already put our data in order from least to greatest. Now on the quiz or on tests, you may see a straight line. For our purposes, it's good just to put an X as our variable. That helps to focus our thinking, our minds. What should we do? If you said, let's set up our problem, nicely done. How do we do that? If you said, put in the parentheses, put the division, put the equal symbol, put the addition symbol, nicely done. What should we do next? If you said, wait, we know what the equal is. That's the 7. That's what we're trying to get. That's the 7 right there. Well done. What else do we know? If you said, I know what the division is, because in order to find the mean, we add the sum and divide by the numbers we are adding. Correct. So let's see what we are dividing by. What should I do next? If you said to yourself, put in the variable, well done. Now we have one last piece to do. What is that? If you said we need to add these numbers, please do that. You may need to pause the video to do that. After you've done that, hopefully you came up with 34. Now comes the next step that many were finding a little confusing, and we're going to take it handy. The first thing I need to do is neutralize this part right here, the divide by 6. I want to get rid of it. Pretend it was never there. In order to neutralize, as in remove, I need to do the inverse. What is the inverse of division? Correct, multiplication. So I'm going to multiply by 6. By multiplying by 6, I'm canceling that out. I must remember the me too rule. If I multiply by 6 on the left side of the equal sign, I must multiply by 6 on the right side. When I do that, I'm going to bring down 7 times 6 is 42, and then I'll rewrite my equation. For this, I can choose to keep my parentheses or not. There are no other operations I need to do on this side, so I'm going to forego the parentheses. And I'll just put down that arrow there so that I know that's where I got the 34 and the x. Now what do I need to do? If you're already saying you know what the x equals, great, but I still need to isolate that variable. So let's get rid of the 34. Neutralize it. How do I do that? I need to do the inverse operation. That means I'm subtracting 34. That neutralizes as if it was never there. If I subtract 34 from the left side, I need to subtract 34 from the right side. Now I'll bring down x equals 8. Let's do the next problem. Get your paper set up. Whoopsies. Get your paper set up. We are solving for or finding the missing data point. Giggles wants to earn an A in math. He needs to have an average of 24 points per test to achieve this goal. How many points does he need to earn to have, whoops, there should be Let's look at our next one. Solving for, remember that means finding the missing data point. Giggle wants to earn an A in math. He needs to have an average of 24 points per test to achieve this goal. How many points does he need to earn to have an average of 24 points? He is 23, 24, 27, and 32. Please pause the video until you have your paper ready and set up. Did you write out the data and put an X for our variable? What's the next thing we do? Please do that. Remember to pause the video each time to give yourself time to apply and think. What should we fill in first? If you said 24 because that's what we know he's trying to reach, well done. That's our equal sign. Well done. What should I fill in next? If you're saying to yourself, I know, in order to find the mean, I find the sum of all the numbers and then I divide by the number of numbers I added. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what will I divide by? 5. What should I do next? Correct. Put in that variable of an x. What's our last step? Correct. Find the sum right here. Please do that now. Pause the video, do the work to make sure you understand. Now you have the equation filled out. Perfect. What do we need to do? If you said we need to neutralize or get rid of the divide by 5, you are correct. What do we need to do in order to neutralize or get rid of that divide by 5? Yes, we need to do the inverse of division. We will multiply because that is the inverse. If I divide by 5 on the left, what will I do to the right? If you said divide by 5, nicely done. What is 24 times 5? Correct, it is 120. Now take the time to neatly rewrite the equation. What do I need to do next? If you said we need to get that x by itself or isolate the variable, you are correct. How do we do that? We need to neutralize or get rid of 106. How will we do that? We will do the inverse of addition. Yes, do each step so we don't miss out. Okay, we've subtracted on the left side, which means we need to subtract on the right. We have one last one to do. Make sure you are taking the time to set up your paper. Tilly and Millie want to earn extra time on their iPads. They need to have an average of 20 minutes reading each night to reach this goal. How many minutes do they need to earn to have solving for finding the missing data point? Tilly and Millie want to earn extra time on their iPads. They need to have an average of 20 minutes reading each night to reach this goal. How many minutes do they need to earn to have an average of 20 minutes? Take the time to set up your paper. You can do this. What's the first thing you're doing? If you said, put in that variable, nicely done. Do the next one. Remember to pause the video until you've done each step so that you can compare your thinking with my thinking. For this video or this segment, I'm not going to speak anymore, so that allows you to watch and compare completely. Hope it worked out well.